guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be finishing off this kind of area that we've been working on in Mrs. T-Rex's zoo. So we're going to be finishing up kind of the hillside now, and just again building the Dhole habitat and, you know, getting this project finished and done. So obviously it's on like a very slopey hillside, and the whole theme of this is a very rocky kind of theme for this habitat. So I decided that I would kind of continue this kind of edge theme we've got going, I guess. As I said, that was kind of mainly inspired by my recent holiday to the Peak District when we went hiking. And if you've never been to Kinder Scout, there's like all these amazing kind of rocky edges that you can walk along, and that's what this is based off. So I wanted to have like a little sheltered area up at the top, so that, you know, this is just kind of just a general viewing area. I didn't want it to be too enclosed, I wanted it to be quite open, but I wanted it to be like a nice viewing area for the guests. So again, we're using Arctic pieces here because I feel like both like that lovely stone and lovely kind of like wooden theme go really well together for like to build Asian style and also kind of rustic buildings, which I guess is kind of what we've got a nice mashup, I guess, of both Asia and like the kind of Arctic kind of rustic style buildings here. So this is just me putting in like the glass and, you know, just kind of marking out this viewing area here. And I wanted to, you know, add some little decorations on it, and I loved this piece because I've never really used this before, and it was kind of cool just to flip it and get these nice little circles. You know, this game needs more circles really, so we've got that. I will thinking about making a fence piece for that later on at some point. Maybe not for this zoo, but definitely for perhaps DLC zoo, doing something with a fence with that. So I was struggling a little bit with the roofing here. I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted, and we were just trying to I was just trying to figure out, you know, how this was going to fit together essentially. So it's because it's not straight, it's on a slight angle, which makes building the roofs a little bit difficult. So I decided I would just copy and paste this funky structure here and kind of just build the roof from scratch. I quite like how it kind of works. It looks almost like a whale like rib cage or something. So that was kind of nice how it turned out. It was simple but effective, and it keeps the theming of the building. So obviously it went on a little bit squiff, so I had to straighten it up, and ta-da, that's like the most of it kind of like built in there. And I wanted to try and hide some of the mess. I didn't want it just open, I wanted it to feel enclosed, and then I was just putting some beams across, and just trying to, you know, make it feel like it's like kind of a finished piece, I suppose. So yeah, so the idea of this is that the Dholes are going to be like running around, and then when they want to come to shelter they come up to the top, and the guests are going to be there anyway because this is one of the viewing areas for the bears. And then this is kind of like the top of like the kind of Asia trail that's going on in this area. So this has been just really fun to build. I have really enjoyed just going to town with the theming for these kind of areas, and it's just been nice to have something a little bit different to work on. I'm struggling a little bit actually to get back into Alphabet Zoo at the moment, because obviously this is recorded a bit in advance, and I'm just like, the area I've got that I'm going to be working on next with Alphabet Zoo is going to be like the African kind of like safari, and I'm just trying to think of like an interesting way to do that, I guess. And I don't know, I've got a few ideas kind of like knocking about, but I'm still trying to work out exactly where I want to go with that kind of safari area. Like, part of me wants to kind of go either like a completely African theme, or kind of go for like a mix of African and kind of classical buildings. I don't really know how that's going to work. I liked the fact that I've used the classical buildings previously in these areas, but I've also not really used the African buildings a lot. But it also kind of matches like other parts of the zoo. Like the start of the zoo, I've used the classical and the African pieces, and it would just be kind of nice to maybe have a bit of continuation with that. However, I do want to have like a feature kind of area, I guess, for like the safari. I want to kind of feature piece, I guess, for the safari, and I've been brainstorming lots of ideas, but I'm struggling to find one that sticks, and I'm struggling to find something that I can build and kind of maybe move into Alphabet Zoo, build on a separate map, and then like move it in like nicely. just because it's a tricky one, really. It is lagging a bit at the moment, and it's getting very difficult to build on. So I'm hoping that will I'll be able to build it and then just copy and paste it in for the finished thing. But we'll have to see. I'm looking at getting some upgrading bits of my computer to hopefully make it run a little bit better, because my CPU and that's quite old, and it probably could do with some more RAM as well. So we'll have a look at that and see what we can get going, because that in itself is quite frustrating. Yeah, I was going to have another viewing area there, but I decided against it, and I liked the fact that the kind of cliff face is the edge of these guys' boundaries. I did put some fences up there just for a little bit of realism, and then again I was just doing quite a lot of rock work here, just trying to pad it out and again just make it feel like these rocks have just tumbled down naturally as opposed to being put there artificially. And again, it's quite a steep habitat, but I quite like having quite steep habitats because animals don't really care if it's very hilly, because they have 4 legs, whereas we have 2 legs and we mind if things are hilly because it puts us off balance, whereas animals don't care so much. And this does look, when it's finished, it looks absolutely gorgeous with the Dholes just kind of running around in this lovely green habitat with lots of plants in it, and I was really pleased with how this turned out. But yeah, going back to Alphabet Zoo, I'm just trying to work out because I'm going to be putting the Dholes in because the actual game name for the Dholes that are in Planet Zoo is the Asuri Dhole, but they haven't put that in the Zoopedia, which really annoys me. It should be the Asuri Dhole in Zoopedia, not just the Dhole. So they are going to be in Alphabet Zoo as part of a kind of canine area that I'm going to be working on with the Timberwolves. Yeah, I don't know. I've kind of exhausted most of the ideas I've had for Alphabet Zoo now, so I'm trying to think of new things. So if anyone's got any ideas or for a safari kind of theming, I guess I'd love to hear your input. So please do drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Just because I'm lacking a little bit of inspiration, and I've been looking at pictures, but there's not really a lot kind of inspiring me at the moment. I think I need to go somewhere and do something, and kind of just inspire myself. But yeah, so I think the next habitat that we're going to be relocating the cassowaries first, and then perhaps turning the cassowary habitat into a habitat for either the clouded leopard or the caiman, I think. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Yeah, so with these ferns, I just sunk them into the rocks because often you get the ground is growing underneath there, and these rocks have fallen down into the ferns. So the ferns are still going to grow around the rocks. That's kind of was my thoughts here. And I really liked having lots of green in nature and having a really nice green rock wall. But yeah, no, I was really pleased with how this turned out. I really, really like this one. I just like this whole area. This whole area, I think, is some of my best stuff. As I said, when I'm not having to think about things, and when a lot of the things have been decided for me, like I said, the theming has been decided, the habitat has been decided, the biome, I should say, it makes the game a lot more enjoyable because you just think, well, I know what theming I'm going to do, I'm just going to build, and it just makes it easier. Whereas with Alphabet Zoo, I'm having to think about the theming, because it's just, it's a mix match, and I love the fact that it's a mix match, but I'm just at this dilemma at the moment. So yeah, do let me know what you think. So yeah, also the music for this is actually the Asian music. So I found a video online on YouTube. I can't remember the source. I'll try and put the source down below if anybody's interested. And essentially, I converted it to MP3 and took the music out. And the music is the in-game music, that plays through the speakers. So this is the Asia-themed speaker music that comes through. But I just got really bored of the usual kind of the usual music that you can get from the music files. So I decided I would mix it up a bit, and I like to break them down. And the Arctic one, there's an India one, there's an Arctic one, there's the Asia one, there's the African one. So I'll probably be putting that music into my videos in the background, just because it's such good music, and we don't get to get a hold of it other than in the game. So I really hope that we get access to those files at some point in the future, Frontier, so we can add them in videos and things. But yeah, we're sort of wrapping up this video now. Again, there's not been too much to talk about actual video wise, because to be honest a lot of this is very like straightforward, and you can kind of see what I'm doing, I guess, without me having to explain it too much. A lot of it is just, you know, sticking to the theming and just trying to come up with new ideas and new ways to do things, which is the hardest part. So yeah, I will leave you with cinematics of the dolls now, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care!